Hi, my name is Samantha Marquez. I am 17 years old. I am a rising senior at Maggie Walker Governor's School. My parents come from Venezuela and Spain, although I actually have a lot of family and a lot of roots in other parts of Europe, such as Portugal, France, even Lebanon. In 8th grade, my teacher actually introduced me to my first science competition, which was the Metro Richmond Science Fair, which is now the Metro Richmond STEM Fair. And there I competed in microbiology, and I was so happy to get a third place. It was, I think, one of the proudest moments of my entire middle school career. And from there, I've actually competed every single year since at Metro Richmond and actually gone to present at the International Science and Engineering Fair that's sponsored by Intel, and gone around the world to present my project in China, Venezuela, and Spain. And it's been all really because that initial passion that I presented when I was in middle school. To think that I actually almost didn't compete in the Metro Richmond Science Fair when I was in 8th grade. It was kind of a spur of the moment, why not compete? And I think I have to thank that initial year for everything else that I've been able to accomplish since then. One of the most important parts of education, the impact that it's had on my life, have been teachers that have inspired me, that have nurtured this curiosity, this curious nature that I've had since I was a little girl, and really taken it and harnessed it towards this passion that I have for science. I think something in science that is very unique, that can be applied to any passion that you have, is not being afraid of not knowing. Going into something with an open mind, really just trying to absorb the information, and when you don't know, asking the question. In the same way that the journey is more important than the destination, the question is so much more important than the answer. Keeping curious, really always expanding your learning and helping others in the same way. I think one of the proudest identities that I have is being Hispanic, especially being a young woman Hispanic in science, because we represent a very, very small percentage of the community within STEM fields in general. And being able to identify a role model that you have, that you don't necessarily need to define your goals based on that person's life, but take ideas, take steps that they may have taken that you enjoy. For example, I really look up to Rosalind Franklin. She was one of the scientists that worked on discovering the DNA structure, and she was never really given the credit for what she did. But being able to take those initial steps and really fight for being a woman in the lab in her time really inspired me. And being a Hispanic in science, identifying people like Ellen Ochoa, the Hispanic female astronaut, or Mario Molina, the chemist that won a Nobel Prize for his work, really helps me to keep inspired and really work towards being a better scientist and a better person.